Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle, this is Brampton Gardener, and today we are going to do a tour of the garden. I have finally got everything planted. Are you gonna start the tour off, Dexter? Good morning. Ready? Let's show them the garden, all right? So coming out onto the deck first off, without squishing someone, we have these little planters, and these tomatoes are really filling in. I have the Olapoka at the back there, and I think these are Tiny Tims. A climbing nasturtium, which I'm really excited. I have a few of these throughout the garden, so I'm hoping to see what those do. I have some peppers in there. I know that's a cherry roxa. Over here I have a butterfly pea vine and a climbing petunia. In here we have our different tomatoes. I went through them all in my tomato one. So these I believe are the tumbling toms. And so I have the same ones on each side. So these are tumbling toms. Over here I have more tumbling toms. I have some Tiny Tims, orange hat, and canary. And I think we have a ripe orange hat. We're gonna have to do that in another video. Right there. And then on this side, where is it at? Oh, look at that. We got two more beautiful tomatoes right there. Over here we have a bunch of peppers, and I'm really excited. My habanat, these leaves are always getting in the way. These habanatas are doing really well. This one's a nice big plump pepper on there. And then we have another one coming. Over here we have the Charbonsky, which are really good. I'm gonna hopefully get some of these pickled this year. That'll be really exciting. And then over here, these are New Mexico 6. Yay. And then in here, we have lemon drop, chocolate Trinidadian, and I think that's the red Trinidad scorpion. You okay there? Good? And then look at the tomatoes. They are doing amazing. They are really doing well. These guys, we had rain yesterday for the first time in like a month, and they kind of flopped over. So I just stuck these stakes in the ground. I'm gonna have to string these up sooner than I had thought I would have to do. So that will be a video probably coming this week. Over here, we're doing pretty good. We got some peppers tucked in here. I got a lot of beans. So I'm trying the Scarlet Runner beans up. I have a couple cucumbers as well. I have a cucumber and a pumpkin there. And I'm hoping that the Scarlet Runner beans kind of coming up and attaching to the fence will provide some shade for my lettuce and my pak choi. And I just dropped some endive seeds in there the other day. So here's hoping. Over here we have some more cucumbers and climbing nasturtiums. I'm really excited about that. This little planter, we got nasturtiums, my cucamelons, which hopefully I've had to replace them already because someone, I think a squirrel came and stole them. So that was upsetting. Thick section along here, it's doing really well. These tomatoes are doing amazing. I believe this is the unnamed Olapolka, and then I have 3 peppers in here. This one, that poor guy's getting dwarfed by my chervil, which is going crazy. So I have parsley, dill, chervil, and cilantro. Over here we have more peppers and some amaranth and my Siam basil, which is starting to bloom. It's absolutely beautiful. It smells amazing. There I have my rattlesnake beans. Oh, and then every day we come out and we pull out more morning glories when they grow in the beds. This planter is really doing well. It's getting really big. I can't wait to see it fill in. The grass that I started from seed is doing really good. And I cannot believe how big the cannas are getting in the back. But this is going to be fun, especially once this thing starts to drape down a little bit more. I got some self-seeded calendula that I popped in there with some poppies, petunias, coleus. This poor thing accidentally had something crash on it, so it's looking a little rough. All of those back there are self-seeded poppies of different varieties and some morning glory. So that's going to be pretty amazing when they start blooming. Back here I have my butterfly bush. I have calendula, strawflower, cosmos, feverfew. My hibiscus that I divided is coming up. And yarrow. I believe I have yarrow there. But I would say the Sweet Williams are definitely stealing the show on this side. They just started blooming last weekend, and they are fantastic. So we started these from seed in 2020, and they have just gotten bigger and more prolific and more beautiful every year. Back here I have some sunflowers, gomphrena up here, followed by some celosia in here, a few 4 o'clocks, my borage, which is kind of getting lost in the lilac, which is almost done blooming. I'm gonna have to prune her back soon. Then I popped in a few petunias. These are self-seeded, these are snapdragons. Some of them self-seeded, and some of them, like this one, came back. So they're on the original stock, and that is in zone 5B. They come back every year. I get a few that make it. Excuse me, Dexter. And here, this is not a weed. Well, it kind of is a weed, but it's an evening primrose, and I leave it be because the lily beetles, nope. I leave it be because the Japanese beetles love it, and so I leave it as a trap crop to try and keep them off of my other stuff. So coming up here, we got our gizmo statue in the garden. I've surrounded it with some flowers. We've got some 4 o'clocks and some calendula and some alyssum. Here, dwarf chocolate Tasmanian. There's Dexter. What are you looking at, buddy? Dwarf chocolate Tasmanian tomatoes there, and there. And then I have squash. Either squash or zucchini is one of these, and the other is the other. And then in here I have one Armenian cucumber and one Hasuka cucumber, I think it is. And then over there I have the 2 garden huckleberries, and then my beautiful rhubarb. Look at this stuff. Like, it's just ready. So we'll probably be doing some rhubarb video soon. This is my edible chrysanthemum, which I did not know it was going to get quite so big, and my borage. So they're getting a little floppy up here in the wind, so we gave them a little bit of a trellis. Hey, Dex, what are you doing? You want to tell everybody that since we put this statue out in the garden a couple days ago, you're not used to it looking out the window and you keep barking at it? You think there's a dog in the backyard? Yeah. And then this side, I probably should really come from the other end. But I will pop you back here because I probably won't come up this high next time. Here I have another garden huckleberry, and then my hollyhocks. These guys are getting ready to bloom. So there's quite a few bloom stalks on both of these. I'm really excited. I have no idea which colors these are. Every year I plant a few new ones. So I don't know if these are going to be the same, like bright red, hot pink, or I had some black that I planted and some purple last year. So who knows? But I guess we'll just work our way down, right? So here we have the roselle. They're doing really, really well. This thing keeps blooming like crazy, which I'm super happy with. Then I have some scabiosa, some gomphrena, and my status, which just started blooming. So that's really pretty. And then that one's going to be a purpley pink, I guess. This hosta got a lot bigger than I had anticipated, so I might just come in and chop some of that hosta down so it doesn't shade out my status. These lupins are almost done blooming. These ones are still going. And you can see the lupins have self-seeded throughout the yard, as have, morning glory. I've also had a lot of self-seeded dill. You'll see in here all throughout. And I'm gonna leave that because sometimes we get the black swallowtails will lay eggs on those, and that's really cool. And they're good in bouquets as well. They smell amazing. Shasta daisies getting ready to start blooming. These are really tall bloom stalks. It's hard coming down a hill on an angle. Okay, so this little section here, I have my zinnias. I've got some petunias, a few calendula that I just left. These poppies that you see in here and the lupins, they all self-seeded. This pretty much, I didn't really plant much in here. I just kind of let it do what, sorry. Oh, I just kind of let it do what it does. I think it looks really nice, and I'm excited to see what poppies those are. I started a hibiscus from seed, the white one, from my seeds I had saved from a few years ago. It's not doing the best, but it's still alive, so hopefully it takes off and it likes its spot, because it used to be here. It was a big shrub. I had it for several years, had really nice, pretty white blooms, and then it just died last year for some reason. So then I went and bought the Proven Winners Summerific, and it is, I've never seen a hibiscus come back this quickly in the spring. So that's really exciting. So that, who knows when this thing's going to bloom. It might even get some blooms in July, which would be amazing. But I noticed this, and this reminds me of my old hibiscus, and it's on like a stem or something. So I'm not sure if it was part of the roots that just survived. So we'll see what that's going to be. That's exciting. My alyssum's really getting big, so hopefully my border will fill in. This I believe is the Gwen, but I don't remember it being this color when I planted it. But very sweet little blooms. They'll be really nice in bouquets. And then I'm going to turn you around. I should have started with these babies, but yeah. So for some reason I forgot to put my peony ring on my peonies this year. But so this one's kind of blown out because it got the rain, but they are gorgeous. Just absolutely beautiful. And then tucked in right behind them, which is kind of an unfortunate color scheme, I have my oriental poppies, and they are blooming like crazy as well. So this is just a little feast for the eyes right over here, which is really nice this time of year because everything else is just planted and so small, so it's really nice just to see a big pop of color in the garden. But they are just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So then we have a few hostas, of course, the spiderwort in her glory right now. I find that they're beautiful in spring, and then they can get kind of sad looking midwinter, mid-spring, summer, so that usually gets cut back. In here I have way too many 4 o'clocks. But I had so many that I had started from seed that I just kind of overplanted this section. So that could be a total disaster, or it could be amazing. I have some okra. They do not look good. Something's been eating them. So, I might not have okra this year. Then I did a swath of petunias in the front. And then I've gone in and a few nasturtiums tucked around. And then I've gone in with my ground cover that I grabbed from over there, and I planted it in here. Really want to get some ground cover established in this section because it dries out so quickly when the sun just hits here. The water doesn't really stay, it wants to run down, so that's going to help hold the moisture. It's done a really good job over there. This cute little planter and Dexter's ball. Climbing nasturtium, calla lily, butterfly pea. I noticed I was watching, what was it, Nikki, OCD's chick. She's showing her butterfly peas, and they're like 3 feet tall. Mine are really tiny. And then some nasturtium, impatiens. Over here I have my beans. So they seem to be doing pretty good in here. Keeping it watered is a little tricky, but now that I have my new hose, which I should show you, it's a retractable hose, and it is amazing. It just makes it so much easier to get out and just pull the hose all the way out. So these beans are doing really good. It's a mixture of bush beans in this section. And then I've added some plantings along here that I've never done before because I had leftover canna lilies and 4 o'clocks. So that's basically what you're going to see is a repeat of 4 o'clocks, canna lilies, 4 o'clocks, canna lilies. In here, I've got my roselle tucked in right there. More cannas. So hopefully we get a nice kind of a hedge full of, tropical looking foliage here. That will be really pretty. I cannot believe how many buds are on this plant. So this, I think it's its 3rd year. These are the creepiest looking flower buds I've ever seen. Like, they're soft though. They're not prickly. I thought they'd be really sharp. They're not. They're kind of soft, but they're just super creepy. And then they open up and they're just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that seed head in there. Like, so cool. I saw some really pretty pink ones someone posted a picture of, so those are on my wish list for next year. Okay, and then over here, my pile of logs from when we cut the tree branch. We just stacked them there for now. Probably could use them for firewood and other projects. In here I have my poblano pepper from, I think that was seed from Katie at oh gosh, what's her channel? Mayfield Ranch. Ooh, ooh. Total brain fried this morning. And 2 more butterfly pea. My butterfly pea seeds are from Nicole at Nicole Smith Gardening. So really hoping that I had put in the regular nasturtiums and not climbing nasturtiums, but they seem to just kind of be going up. So I'm really hoping that once they just get enough weight on the foliage, they're going to fall back down and create a nice draping effect on this to give room for the other things that are in here. So we have a jewel of opar, which I think it's getting shaded out by these things. I have some petunias. I've got this lovely asparagus fern in the back. We have some cannas and 4 o'clocks. And then these grass. I'm really excited about these. I grew these from seed Actually, I grew everything you've seen from seed except for a couple of things, and I'll show you what those are in just a minute. So we got more peppers in there. What are those? Those are lemon drop, charapath, and a cayenne. And Dexter's off. Oh, and I'll show you really quick. I'll do those in a minute, those pods. More coleus canna. And then it's kind of hard to see because this tree makes such a mess. But I tucked in a bunch of coleus along here and then some impatiens, hoping the hostas come back. So we had forgotten that we'd had like a nice row of hostas here, and then we had the greenhouse and we trampled them. So they are starting to come up, but they don't look so great. Then I have this other beauty. She is just absolutely stunning. So pretty. Oh, love these. And then this sad little box. So this is kind of my leftover plants went in here. I have a couple cannas. I have a calla lily, coleus, a few of the Johnny jump ups that self-seeded themselves in the planter, and some petunia. So we'll see what those guys end up doing. This planter is a lot of self-seeded, weeds, but we have a lot of the Johnny jump up violas in here as well. I planted in a few impatiens. We got some coleus in the back. I actually stuck in some mint that was every year. I have some chocolate mint that comes up over there, and I dig it out and I put in a pot every year just so to keep it from taking over. So that's a little section there. And then here I have my pea, which it's getting pretty tall now. Still no flowers yet though, so I would love to see a few blooms on it. Get a few peas would be nice before it starts to get too hot. So let's just take a little trip over to the neighbors where hey Dex, you want to go show us the neighbors? Should we go? Come on. Okay, so over here we have an abundance of morning glory seedlings, which we are going to be pulling out. And I have a few squash in here and some tomatoes. Again, I don't know. I had a few random tomatoes and a few random peppers. I just tucked them in to these containers. Something has been digging back there and I'm not happy about that. But it wasn't Dexter, I know that. It was some squirrels or whatever. So we just keep it nicely weeded. Okay, and then I potted up some planters, and these were just kind of, plants I had left over. I didn't really have room for these pots in my yard, so I decided, we'll stick them over here because she gets full sun. So these have some petunias, 4 o'clocks, cannas. This one has a gomphrena and a roselle. I popped in a few more cannas down here because this section gets kind of swampy with the water, and so cannas love water, so it'll help pull up the water from there. More cannas, peppers, petunias, and 4 o'clocks. And then again, cannas, petunias, 4 o'clocks, and a few random peppers. So these things are doing really good. And then what else? I popped a few things up here. So this is at the top of the neighbor's garden, and I'm gonna have to come in and weed again, which I just did a couple days ago. But they grow really fast. So I popped in a few seedlings up here. I have some broccoli because this section kind of gets some sun, but mostly shade over here. This section, I don't see anything that I planted. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if the rain just washed it all down or what, but I had solid rows of plants in here, like 4 rows of poppies and garden huckleberry. Oh my goodness. So looks like something came and just ate everything, and then the rain maybe washed it down a bit. I don't know. Oh, that's really sad. Oh man. Well, it is what it is, I guess, right? We're back up on the deck, and this sweet little hanging basket, I'm really happy with these. My black-eyed Susan vine is actually blooming. I had to wait all till the end of the season last year to see even a handful of blooms, so I'm really excited to see them blooming so early now. That's just beautiful. I have a few coleus. I think there's a begonia in there and impatiens as well. So that's a sweet little basket. This side gets sun in the afternoon, but not in the morning. This pot, I'm still not sure where it's going to go, but it has some parsley and broccoli. Then we'll pop on over here, this hanging basket. I wasn't sure how this would do at all, but I had gotten this spider plant for free at the seed show, And I've tucked it in with the polka dot plant because this really hardly gets any sun, but it seems to be really happy there. And then my plant stand, really happy with how this turned out. I can't wait for it to fill in. Got my lovely little flamingo in the yoga mat down at the bottom. That's Dexter's yoga mat, by the way. That's my Dexter / weeding yoga mat. When I do my yoga, I bring out a clean one, don't worry. So this little basket, this tree, I love this tree. It's a beautiful, big, huge, tall tree. It provides so much shade. It's amazing, but it is messy. So my husband actually swept it yesterday and it's already a mess. So it does fill up the pots. So here I have another black-eyed Susan vine who has unfortunately decided to climb on this part, which hopefully if we get some wind it's not going to snap off. No blooms here yet. Impatience, I've got, this is the ornamental mint growing, little tiny plant. It's like a little ground cover. Impatience, coleus, basically in all of them, and then the pink polka dot plant. So that's really exciting. So for everything that you've seen me plant, everything I bought, so everything that you've seen in the garden that I've shown you, I grew from seed and or bulb, or it's a perennial. The only things I bought this year were this cute little cactus here that I was going to do a project with and I never got around to it. So it's just sitting here in the, can you see it? Yeah, it's tucked in there. It's just sitting in there for now. I bought the king tut grass, the prince tut grass, which is the tall papyrus grass there in the middle. I bought 3 of the sweet potato vine, and I bought the asparagus fern. And what else did I buy? I bought the pineapple mint that is tucked in there, and I bought a cell pack of jalapenos. But everything else that you see, all the beans, all the plants, all the petunias, all the 4 o'clocks, everything else was from seed and or a bulb or a perennial. So that is how I am able to plant 50 million plants and flowers in the garden on a reasonably small budget. So I will be very busy saving seeds this year from a lot of my stuff. I love to do seed swaps, seed trades, seed giveaways, so stay tuned. If you're not subscribed already, please do so, because you don't want to miss out on some seeds from some of these beautiful flowers. A lot of them are brand new to me this year. Like this beautiful petunia over there, it's called photo finish burgundy, absolutely stunning. These lime petunias here as well are also new to me this year. The nasturtiums, I have 3 different kinds of nasturtiums I'm growing: papaya, kaleidoscope, and climbing nasturtiums. So I'll be saving seeds off of as many things as I can, including the pansies and everything that are out front. And so I hope you enjoyed the tour with me. It's going to be really fun to watch some of these plants grow and get really big, and I can't wait to see all of my brand new blooms. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.